This is a tough video to make. I don't have it planned, I don't have a script, but I've managed to make this channel with almost 12,000 subscribers, and people who watch the videos regularly know my birds. I know you're only watching them through a screen, but if you watch the videos regularly, you've seen my birds do a lot of things, and probably have got to know their personalities and quirks and how each of them are. So I feel like I probably should say something. It was very tough though. So Kit, my barn owl, passed away. It's a horrible loss. She represents a lot for me, personally and professionally. Professionally, she was the first official Mercer falconry bird. She appeared with me at the first ever falconry fair that I was doing as Mercer Falconry rather than the fairs where I've worked for somebody else. She helped start my business. She has been with me for half of my career, having worked at multiple places and sort of dotting around here and there. I've never really managed to work a very long amount of time with any individual bird, but Kit barn owl was about to turn 6 years old, so that's half of my career. That I've worked with her every single day for the past 6 years. More personally, I got her with a friend, my best and closest friend who I lived with at the time, and we raised her together. And then I also met Josh, my partner, at the same time that I got Kit. So when he moved me from Yorkshire down to Derbyshire where we lived together, it was always understood that it wasn't just me who was moving, it was both of us, so he moved us both in. It was always a package deal that he understood and took on. She's done many shows with me, big events that most other barn owls would never get to appear at. She's been a part of every experience session I've ever done as my own business. She's a very special bird to me. And she flew beautifully. She's a beautiful personality. She flew wonderfully. She was just mesmerising to watch. She'd quarter the ground, she'd leave my glove and she would just fly around in circles around the field, just showing off what barn owls should be doing, and it was just so stunning to watch every single time. So in October 2023, she injured herself in her aviary, and I don't know how. I have inspected that aviary thoroughly multiple times. I do not know how she managed it, but she split all of the skin around her leg and almost degloved her entire foot. And I think the only thing that was holding the skin on to her foot were her talons at the end. So immediately when I saw that, I rushed her to the vets, and their first impressions and ideas were that that entire leg was going to be amputated. To which I said to the vets, I don't care what it costs, do what you need to do. Just get her fixed. So they performed emergency surgery, and one of her toes had to be amputated, but they managed to get all the skin back in place and fix her up. And then she was sent home the same day with me for me to look after her. And then as a couple of weeks passed, more of the tissue went necrotic and another toe died off, and she had to have a second surgery to have that toe removed. So she was down to just 2 toes on 1 foot. But the actual pad of the foot was healthy, the leg was healthy tissue, even though still injured. So from October up until now mid-January, she's lived in the house. I've changed her bandage every 2 days, cleaning her wound. She's been on medication twice a day. She's been going to the vets twice a week since October, and she's handled everything so well. Such a champion of a little bird. The vets told me that she is the most resilient barn owl they've ever met, the fastest healing barn owl they've ever met, and everything healed. She might have only had 2 toes, but her leg and foot had healed. I was expecting to have her back out flying this week. And then on Sunday, I was just sat with her, and I noticed she just really suddenly and rapidly just went lethargic, and I didn't know what was wrong. And I called the vets for an emergency appointment, and they didn't have an exotic specialist on that day, but they gave me an appointment for the next day. I didn't want to wait, so I called 5 other exotic vets in the area, and they all said the same thing: sorry, we don't have an exotic specialist on today. It was a Sunday, but we can give you an appointment for tomorrow. So I booked an appointment with my vets in for the Monday. And just as I finished the phone call and hung up, I crouched down to sit with her and she fell over. And I picked her up and she just looked at me and died. So quick. And she's doing so well. She was her normal happy self from October up until now. And in the space of 20 minutes, that's it. She was gone. And it really hurts. And that's it. That's it. She's just gone. That's it. I'll never fly her again. I'll never have her stand and shout in my face again. I'll never be able to put my nose into her feathers on a cold winter's morning to help warm my face and ears up. That's it. The bird that started my whole business for me is just gone. She fought so well through so many things, but it was too much for her. So that's that. It's been a really tough time. I know lots of people think, oh, it's just a bird, but no, she was my family. She meant so much to me. It's been really painful. But there's a good thing that's come out of it. Kind of. So for a while now I have been speaking to lots of landowners in the area and sort of collecting permissions. So I have 6 pieces of land where I have permission to build wild barn owl boxes and start putting them up. And I want to do that in Kit's name. So I'm going to actually start doing the work for it. I'm going to build the boxes. I'm going to start putting them up. I'm going to apply for the license that allows me to check them. That license also allows me to put a camera inside of them. So in Kit's name I can provide housing for wild barn owls. And I can show all of you and myself footage of wild barn owls having their family and starting and raising their chicks, just like I did with Kit from 5 days old. But I need help with that. It costs money to buy the materials and the time to build them and go and put them up and monitor them. And I have a bunch of other birds that need looking after, and I have to earn a living myself. So I'm asking you for help, and there's 2 ways that you can do that. You can become a member, which helps because it increases the amount that this YouTube channel earns, which means I can put more effort into it. I've said it so many times before. And then I've added a page to my website where you can pay to give a donation. And even though I'm not a registered charity, I can assure you that all of the donations that come through that page, 100% of that money is going to go directly onto this conservation project to build housing and monitor wild barn owls. And it doesn't just have to stop at barn owls. There are kestrels in this area, there's sparrowhawks in this area, there's tawny owls. I just want to provide homes for wild birds of prey to breed and make new families. And it's all going to be done in the name of Kit. So please support it.